The RTX 3080 is 35% faster than the 2080 Ti. Pixel 5 only focuses on photography. Whoa. LOL World Championship 2020 has been confirmed. This is MLM, don't go anywhere. I know you guys are excited for Nvidia and AMD's new graphics cards that are coming out later this year. And as we get closer to the launch, we're starting to see more and more leaks of the next-gen GPUs. Do you want to know about the next generation Nvidia RTX? Well, I've got some good news for you. According to a user with a very hard name to pronounce, who has previously leaked information like code names and specs, the upcoming RTX 3080 is allegedly around 35% faster than the 2080 Ti in Time Spy Extreme benchmark, getting a score of almost 8,600. For reference, the RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition scores around 6,300. These benchmarks usually show the best case scenario of these graphics cards so in real world when we use, it wouldn't be much increase in performance for games. From these leaks, it looks like we'll be getting some crazy performance numbers from the upcoming RTX 3000 series graphics cards. Remember, all these are just leaks and unofficial news, so take all this with a massive pinch of salt. But I am still excited to see the actual performance when it comes out and how big of a hole it will blast through our wallets. Well, are you ready? Since Google Pixel 4's arrival last year, Samsung and Apple have been dishing out phones with top processor and cameras. With the bar set so high, how will Google respond to it? Well, it looks like the Pixel 5 will not even try to battle Apple and Samsung in terms of processing power, but it does look like it will focus on photography and also possibly adding more lenses. The Pixel 5 will feature a 5.8-inch OLED display complete with a 90Hz or 120Hz refresh rate. It will run a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G chipset which boasts an integrated 5G modem. You'll also get 6GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage as standard. The phone sports a 13MP front camera and dual 60MP rear camera with features like digital zoom, auto flash, face detection, and touch to focus. Also, it is backed by a 3500 mAh battery that has slightly more juice than the iPhone 11 Pro. If there are no delays, the Pixel 5 should be out in the 4th quarter of 2020, which is this year, and rumor has it that it is priced at $699. So what do you think? For that price, would you get a Huawei or a lower range iPhone? If you didn't already know, President Donald Trump is trying to ban TikTok because he believes that the Chinese government will abuse user data and influence content moderation. Whoa. Of course, this sparked panic among countless American TikTokers. But there's hope because last weekend, Microsoft announced their intents to acquire US operations of TikTok and is in the process of finalizing a deal with ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok. The deal involves in the purchase of TikTok services in New Zealand, Australia, the US, and Canada, meaning Microsoft will be the boss of TikTok in these regions. Microsoft promised that if the deal is successful, they will ensure the private data of American TikTokers will remain in the US, and that any data currently stored or backup in servers outside of the US will be deleted. Well, someone's gonna be unhappy, but I sure hope that Microsoft can win so that I can continue watching some of my favorite American TikTokers. Many major events have been cancelled, postponed, or made into virtual events due to the pandemic. However, LOL fans can celebrate because LOL World Championship 2020 is confirmed to happen in Pudong Soccer Stadium in Shanghai from September 25th to October 31st. To keep everyone safe, the tournament will only happen at one site instead of several sites. And also similar to NBA Restart, players may be confined to a bubble. For the early rounds, there will be no in-person audience, meaning no physical audience. This is to further reduce the risk of infection for crews and players. As for the finals, there are no confirmations yet until further notice depending on local guidelines. Heck, we don't even know if the teams are allowed to travel to China by then. And the number of teams participating has increased from 16 to 24, which means more action for LOL fans. Are you guys excited? I'm not. All Bitcoin sent to me will be sent back double. Does this sound familiar? During MCO, I came across a few posts by famous people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and even Barack Obama asking their Twitter followers to make payment to their Bitcoin accounts, and in return, they'll give back double the amount of Bitcoin as a way of giving back during the pandemic. Wow, how generous, how kind, until you realize it's a scam. It is an effective ploy set by a 17-year-old teenager who made $100,000 in a single day. Unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, the mastermind, which is a 17-year-old kid, has been arrested earlier this month along with his 3 partners in crimes. Well, and because it is Bitcoin, it is most likely unrecoverable. So how did they manage to hack into high-profile Twitter accounts? Simple. They set out a phone spear phishing attack targeting Twitter employees, which eventually gave them access to Twitter's account support tools, which were eventually then used to post the scam tweets. Wow, scammers these days! I hope you didn't fall for it. That's all we have for today. I hope to see you guys in the next episode of MLM. Bye! Well, of course, this is a spark count. Yeah. A rice just shot out of my mouth. Hey!